Good to see. Now, one of Belfast's best-known churches is about to stretch a little bit closer to heaven, around 100 metres closer to be precise.
Yes, more than 100 years after work began on St Anne's Cathedral, it's getting a spire, and a very modern one at that. Natasha Saee, a reporter with I Hope Ahead for Heights, is there live on the roof for us. And Natasha, a fantastic view from the cathedral.
Yes, Donna, thankfully I do have a head for heights because it's allowing me to enjoy the most spectacular view over Belfast on this really beautiful evening. I'm actually very privileged to be here because I'm standing very close to the spot where the new spire is actually being built. It's called the Spire of Hope, and this artist's impression shows the impact it will have on the Belfast skyline. At night, it will be visible across the city. The base itself is 15 metres long and made of stainless steel. Engineers used two powerful cranes to manoeuvre it into place. The whole project has cost £850,000, money the Dean believes has been well spent.
Particularly at night time, we would like to think that this becomes an icon over the city. And indeed, we're hopeful that this spire, when it is erected, will be part of the image of Belfast and this community worldwide.
And what did onlookers make of the marriage of steel and stone?
It's not really a spire. To me, it is more like some sort of needle.
This is a very imaginative step that the Dean has taken. And I think it's going to add considerably to the cathedral.
Yeah, there's no harm in it. Something for tourists to come and look at. So it can only be good. Yeah.
When it's finished, the base of the needle-shaped spire will protrude into the cathedral itself. The hope is that visitors will follow. Now, they'll need an even bigger crane for the final part of the spire, which is going to be up in 2 weeks' time. And when it is finally up, it will reach some 72 metres into the air. And believe me, that's a needle that you're going to be able to find. Back to the studio.
Natasha, thanks very much indeed. Now, still to come on the programme.
The face of Belfast changed today as one of the city's landmark buildings received an addition to its stately lines. The Spire of Hope was installed in St Anne's Cathedral this afternoon, and it will be eventually illuminated at night. Here's David Morgan.
Lift off. The workers who were to guide the spire into place are swept into the skies. The stainless steel needle, which was manufactured in Switzerland, is designed to draw the eye upwards towards the heavens and eternity. The 40-ton steel and glass structure will sit 20 metres above the floor of St Anne's and is designed in such a way that when viewed from inside, it will appear to float unsupported.
What you see today is the original sketch, and we like to hold on to that idea. It's very, very hard through the vicissitudes of our project to get the concept into reality. So today you're seeing the reality of the initial concept. So with the guys in Zurich, who are fantastic, Tushman you call them, and they are probably the best steel manufacturers in the world. This is a real Rolls-Royce job.
Throughout the day, the Dean of Belfast, Houston McKelvey, had watched as the countdown to lift-off continued. Shoppers and office workers also looked on as the spire was eventually lifted and swung above the streets of Belfast. It was gently lowered into place, guided by the unseen hands of workers already in position. The phrase, "Houston, we have a problem," was fortunately not to be heard, and the Dean was pleased with the result.
To have an initial look at the project and feel that it fits in with the building and that it is making a contribution as it glints in the sunshine, which was a bit limited today, to a better view of the cathedral. And I think in 3-4 years' time, we'll feel that it's always been there.
The man who oversaw the project said its success was the result of good teamwork.
It's unique. It's never been done before. Tushman, the Swiss firm that are building the spire, have been absolutely fantastic. They're very experienced in this sort of construction, as are patents. So it's been, again, a good team effort.
Lighting is to be installed next month, and the spire will be dedicated in September. David Morgan, UTV Live, Belfast.
David Morgan amidst the dreamy spire of Belfast there. Belfast skyline changed today with the addition of a new landmark. A couple of weeks ago, here on BBC Newsline, we told you about a new spire destined for the top of St Anne's Cathedral. Well, BBC Newsline's Julian O'Neill watched it being put into place, standing even higher than the City Hall.
This is the Spire of Hope, a giant stainless steel needle today being readied for a mighty lift skyward. It's taken years to get the project to this stage, and as it slowly inched upwards, a sense of occasion began to build.
It's actually hard to kind of describe how we're feeling, perhaps, and I speak for Colin as well.
Yeah, no, today's a fantastic day to see it, after 3 years hard work, to see it culminate today. So hopefully all will go well.
The spire was carefully hoisted and then gently swung towards its final position. There was little or no wind as 40 tons of steel dangled in mid-air before being guided to its resting place down through the cathedral's roof.
My initial impression is that it fits in well with the existing cathedral building, and I've had a look at it from 3 sides and I'm fairly satisfied.
Here it is, stretching skywards now in its final position. It took several minutes to lower the spire into position, and in an instant the skyline of Belfast was changed. The spire was made in Zurich and cost almost £1 million, and those behind it believe it's money well spent.
I would love to think that when people see our Spire of Hope, they would think of Belfast the same way as we look at the Eiffel Tower. We immediately think of Paris, and Big Ben, you think of London. So maybe our Spire of Hope, people will say that's Belfast.
As a piece of design, the spire will work inside St Anne's as well as out, because it will rest on a new glass ceiling. And at night time, the spire will be lit up, becoming a beacon visible for miles around. Julian O'Neill, BBC Newsline, Belfast.